Britney Spears had a court hearing yesterday on September 29th and justice was served. In the court hearing, Judge Brenda Penny decided to do the right thing and permanently suspend Jamie Spears, Britney's dad, as Britney's conservator of her estate. And there's currently a new court date set on November 12th that will be held to terminate Britney's conservatorship completely. A lot happened in court yesterday, so let me fill you in on everything that happened in court. Like I said, yesterday on September 29th, Britney Spears had another court hearing. During the court hearing, there was a huge Britney protest happening right outside of the courthouse with hundreds of people participating. And at 1:30 Pacific time, Britney's court hearing began. Before we go over everything, I just want to give a huge shout out to Britney Law Army on Twitter. They were at the court hearing and were one of the few people from the public who were actually allowed in the courtroom during the hearing. While they were in the court hearing, they kept us updated on everything that was said in the courtroom so that we would all know what was going on. So I will be reading a bunch of their tweets so we all know everything that was said in court yesterday. And of course, I will be linking all of their information in the description box below, so if you have a Twitter, you should definitely go follow them. But now let me tell you everything that happened in this court hearing. According to Britney Law Army, the people who were present in the courtroom were Mathew Rosengart, Lisa McCarley, and Lynn Spears' attorney. And all of the other people who were involved with this court hearing were on a video call. And Samuel Ingham, who is Britney's previous lawyer who was appointed to Britney by the court, was also present on this video call. At the beginning of the hearing, Judge Brenda Penny wanted to hear from Vivian first, which was Britney's dad's lawyer. And then after she heard from Jamie's legal team, she wanted to hear from Mathew Rosengart, which is the lawyer who is representing Britney. At this point in the court hearing, the court was discussing the two most recent court documents that Vivian had filed, which was the resignation of Jamie and the termination of the conservatorship. And Vivian, which is Jamie's lawyer, said that she wanted to place the termination of the conservatorship on the court calendars. Britney Law Army tweeted, "This is because everyone agrees to it and she doesn't understand why the other filings on today's docket would matter if the termination of the conservatorship is in play." The other things on the docket included the removal of Jamie and the replacement of Jamie with the professional accountant John Zabel. And then Mathew Rosengart spoke. Mathew Rosengart said in his statement that Jamie's team only want delay and money. And Mathew Rosengart said on record that Britney wanted to suspend Jamie during that court hearing. According to Mathew Rosengart, Jamie Spears wanted to terminate the conservatorship altogether so he can avoid being investigated for abusing Britney and mishandling her finances and all kinds of other things that we don't even know about. But Mathew Rosengart was not having that because he wants to hold Jamie and everyone involved accountable. In court, Mathew Rosengart fought so hard for Britney. According to Britney Law Army, Mathew Rosengart said, "Mr. Spears cannot be in my client's life for one more day." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "This is not a hard decision. It is in my client Britney Jean Spears' best interest to suspend James Spears today." But then Vivian, Jamie Spears' attorney, argued and said this: "There is no evidence supporting suppression." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "Says you. Judge Penny can ask him right now, did he plant a listening device in my client's bedroom?" And then he continued on and said, "My client, Britney Jean Spears, testified that James P. Spears abused her, subjected her to cruelty, and cannot bear his toxic presence for a single day more." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "Vivian Thoring and her client know that this court will not snap its fingers and end the conservatorship today. They know he will remain her conservator for weeks, if not months. That is what they want." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "Given Thoring and Spears what they want means that cruel and toxic abusive man who is an alcoholic that she is afraid of remains in her life." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "James P. Spears must be removed today." Then Mathew Rosengart said, "It's simple, Judge. You can do it today. We don't have to prove immortality, criminal conduct. James P. Spears will answer for the New York Times article. The best interest of my client, Britney Jean Spears, is that that man be gone from her life today." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "Jamie did a 180 and wanted a termination once he saw the discovery provided to his legal team. Basically, he knew he was in trouble and wanted to get out quick and quietly." Then Vivian argues about Britney's choice to choose her own accountant to be her conservator, to which Mathew Rosengart responds with, Vivian's low shot at my client's choice of conservatorship, temporary of estate, brings her client's credentials at issue. James P. Spears has none, zero experience with anything business or finance. His experience is in domestic violence orders placed against him by her children and ex-spouse. Ooh, it's getting juicy. And then Mathew Rosengart said, Zabel is highly qualified. And then Mathew Rosengart said this, you know what really makes my client upset? That her father, who does nothing, isn't a business or talent manager, who is abusive and cruel and toxic, takes more money from her estate each month than he allows her to have. Then Mathew Rosengart said this, what Britney wants, what Britney needs, is her father gone today, suspended, out of her life, a temporary conservator appointed for 30 to 45 days, at which point we demand the conservatorship be terminated that day. And then Britney Law Army tweeted this, what Vivian and Jamie are trying to do is trying to hide information from her. What Britney wants is her dad gone, her freedom and her crap. She deserves whatever she wants. This is her life. Then Mathew Rosengart said this, if he, James P. Spears, loves his daughter at all, he will do what she's asking. Then Britney Law Army tweets this, Vivian Thoreen states a court grants termination, Jamie fully intends to comply with all requirements. Vivian states that he is still Britney's father besides everything else. At this point, Rosengart interrupts and says, it's about what she wants. Sorry, Your Honor. Then Vivian Thoreen tries to say that Britney lied by saying, Britney Spears was not cross-examined by the court during her testimony. How can we determine her veracity? And then Mathew Rosengart brings up the New York Times article and Britney Law Army tweets this. After Rosengart briefly references the recent New York Times documentary and the evidence provided of surveillance, Thoreen states it has no place here in court. Okay, this is where things get juicy. I honestly cannot believe this, but this past week, the New York Times has released a second Britney documentary called Controlling Britney Spears. And in the second documentary, there was this man who worked with Britney's security agency. And this man saw emails sent between Jamie and the security team, and even sometimes Britney's lawyers. And he said that he saw some really sketchy things go on for years. And one thing that this man said, which is alleged, but I just want you guys to know that I believe him. He said that Jamie Spears had a listening device in Britney's bedroom without Britney's knowledge of it being there. Which, if you didn't know, that's highly illegal. According to this guy, there are private conversations with Britney and her boyfriend and her children and her attorney. So if this is proven true, this could mean potential jail time for a lot of people. So now, kind of going back to the court case, Vivian Thoreen responded and said, Mr. Spears has faithfully served as conservator for 13 years. And then Mathew Rosengart said, no, he has not. And then Mathew Rosengart said, what Vivian Thoreen wants, status quo, delay, mediation, and settlement. This court is required to do what is in my client's best interest. She, Britney Spears, will be incredibly distraught if he, James Spears, remains one more day, and that it doesn't matter if Vivian believes Britney's testimony. She is telling the truth, and she is right. And this is what Britney Law Army tweeted. Mediation and settlement. Okay, Jamie thinks he deserves more of his daughter's money for being literally the world's worst dad, for rendering abuse and cruelty, for listening in on her private conversations. And then Rosengart said, her most intimate conversations with her kids, her boyfriend, and her lawyer. And then Mathew Rosengart asked a question and said, what are they afraid of? And then he answered it and said, the revelation of his, Jamie Spears' corruption. And then Judge Brenda Penny ruled that Jamie Spears would be permanently suspended as Britney's conservator, meaning that Jamie can't control Britney's money, honey. Then Mathew Rosengart had this to say. Let me be clear, she does not want to settle with her father. She does not want to mediate with her father. She does not want any further delay with her father. Then Mathew Rosengart said, my client wants to be heard. Then Judge Penny said this. My order suspending Jamie Spears shall remain in full force and effect until a hearing on removal. So Jamie is never coming back. And then Britney Law Army tweeted this. Vivian disputes all of the allegations and assertions made by Britney's team and the New York Times. Then Mathew Rosengart said, what's next? a logical, reasonable, organic termination. And then the next court hearing was scheduled for November 12th, 2021, which is my birthday. And then Mathew Rosengart asked Judge Brenda Penny if she would accept termination by stipulation, and Penny said yes. So basically that means that they don't have to prove facts. And the termination process will occur between now and November 12th, 2021. So Britney is this close to freedom. But anyways, back to the tweets. Vivian requested an appealable decision, and Vivian tried to appeal the decision to suspend Jamie as conservator. Judge Penny was not having that, and she was starting to get annoyed at Vivian, and she said, "It is not an appealable order under this statute." Then Vivian wanted the court's investigator to come and interview Britney Spears, but Judge Brenda Penny said no. Then Vivian had a little fit, and she told Judge Brenda Penny that her appointment of Zabel was wrong. And then Mathew Rosengart said that that statement is disrespectful to this court. And then Judge Brenda Penny said, "I've made my ruling," in like a very mean, firm tone, which is scary. And then, according to Britney Law Army, Judge Brenda Penny denied Samuel Ingham's petition to make Jody Montgomery the permanent conservator of the person, which would be Britney. So why are they still trying to get Britney under control permanently? Then Judge Brenda Penny said, "We will continue all fee petitions." And then Mathew Rosengart said, and then Wright, which is Jody Montgomery's lawyer, "Judge, there are no objections to Miss Montgomery's petition for fees." And then Mathew Rosengart said, "We have no objection." And then Vivian said, "I object." And then Judge Brenda Penny said, "I'm a little baffled by your objection, Miss Thoreen. No one has objected, so no." The sass! The sass. And then Britney Law Army tweeted and said that Samuel Ingham asked Judge Brenda Penny for his fees and Loeb and Loeb fees, and he said that Jamie Spears was supposed to pay these fees via order, but Judge Brenda Penny said, "Thoreen, why haven't these fees not been paid?" And then Vivian replied and said, "My client just got suspended." And then Penny said, "That was not my question. These petitions for fees, Ingham and L&L, are passed." And then the court dismissed. After the court hearing, Mathew Rosengart went outside to make a public statement. And Mathew Rosengart addressed Britney's fans and everyone who was standing outside of the courthouse and had this to say.
Today is a great day.
Yes, it was.
It's a great day for Britney Spears, and it's a great day for justice. And there's definitely something to celebrate, but it's also a solemn day. Britney Spears has been faced with a decade-long nightmare, a Kafkaesque nightmare, orchestrated by her father and others. And I'm so proud of her for her courage, her strength, and her poignancy. And I've only been on this matter for a couple of months, but I'm proud to say that we've gotten to know each other very well. And she's so pleased and she's so thankful to all of you. And I am as well.
Hey, Britney, we love you.
In terms of what happened today, I'm so pleased and proud to say Jamie Spears is no longer a conservator. Jamie Spears has been suspended and he will be formally removed shortly. Jamie Spears and others are going to face even more serious ramifications for his misconduct. I said at the outset that my firm and I were going to take a top-to-bottom look at what Jamie Spears and his representatives have done here. That's already in process, and it will continue for as long as it can possibly do that to get justice for Britney.
And then Britney posted this on her Instagram page.
What's your name, Britney? And this is how we turn the nose up and the nose down.
Thanks, honey.
What are you trying to do? This stuff. Go ahead, turn it. Don't get too much.
That's just crazy. Wow, thank you.
But what you
And Britney's caption said this: "On cloud 9 right now. First time flying a plane and first time in prop plane. Jeez, I was scared. P.S. Bring the ship home, JL. Stay classy, beautiful people. New pics coming soon." So anyways, it was a happy day. The next court hearing is going to be on November 12th. And y'all already know that I'll be making a video and letting you guys know everything that happens in that court hearing. But that is all I have for you guys today. I love you guys so much. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.